Hello and welcome to Blades and Banners, a Tales of the Valiant actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, what happened last time?
Finian rode a horse, and the rest of us successfully rode horses with a group to go meet with the Prince of Kareth Tar named Prince Zaraath. But yeah, we rode on horses, chatted with our new Valinor elf friend a bit, and yeah, that was it. We had just arrived at the keep, I believe, when we left off.
That is accurate. Yes, you have all been brought to the keep. You have been given very simple but functional quarters in what seems like kind of a guest lodge. And as you were passing through the common area of this lodge, you observed that you were being watched by one of the other guests, a hooded woman with gaunt features.
Right. Ugh. Forgot about that.
It's nothing. We're fine.
And Eric has strong feelings about this. So
I think you all know why.
Nope. All right.
I don't know that I do, genuinely.
So
this lady should be the smear underneath a lightning rail. I'm just joking.
There are other rainy elves in the world.
Just not yours.
So happy.
Oh man. Yeah. So
Call in negative 3 luck.
That should be +3 luck.
You've been led to some simple lodgings and left there to await the pleasure of Prince Zaraath.
Finian is probably just trying to physically recover from what this ride has been for him.
How are your thighs?
I don't have a single good thing to say right now. I need an alternative for the way back, I think.
We should do some horse riding lessons when we get back.
Or never do this again at all.
I could probably carry you on the way back if you want.
There's a lot to think about right now. A lot of pros and cons to weigh, but I do appreciate it.
Dalaran offered that I could ride with him. Maybe you could ride with him instead.
I've enough options, I believe, currently. I do appreciate the talk from this door.
Oh, my horse was delightful.
Lovely.
Mine was very kind. A little bit funny, too.
Good. So, what is our plan for this conversation coming up?
Talk.
Right. We
Right.
present the
Thank
options and then ask if he wants to be friends.
Well, I guess the question is, do we want him to get involved directly, or do we just want to secure his neutrality in the conflict? Because there are benefits to both. Obviously, him directly assisting us would provide more resources and backing, but with those resources would likely come strings that Leshterga would have to honor. Whereas if we just get a promise of neutrality, then there's less less on our end that we have to deal with.
Philip, were we presented with a preference from Lesh Durga? If it seems possible, I'd prefer this, or is this just our? This feels like a big discretion for our merry band of misfits.
No, I mean, she has asked you to, as I said, the minimal goal is that the Karathar simply stay on the sidelines and not hinder. But certainly, if Prince Zaraath can be convinced that the weakening or downfall of the Riptide Principality is a good thing, then that's even better.
I guess, follow-up question, Philip. What is Lesh Durga's, what's the ideal endgame for this conflict with Riptide? Are we trying to wipe them off the map, or since they technically, very technically, they were the aggressors, are we just trying to get them to cease aggression, I guess?
Ideal endpoint of this is that the Ashfords are no longer a player.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have an extra question there, and I don't know if I need to use Scrutinous for
We're
this.
just all praying in a circle, asking our deity for clarification.
Yes, but I can actually do that. Because I totally want to roll. I want to do an insight on Philip right now. My question, and if I need to use a Scrutinous for this, that's totally cool. But by ideal endpoint being they're no longer a player, does that mean not alive, no longer a player? Like,
It doesn't have to. Lesh Durga's not specifically looking for Ronica Ashford's head on a pike.
okay.
She wants them out of her way.
Okie doke. Thank you.
And
And
how
is
many
this-
Ashfords are there? I'm just is there an immediate family?
Thank you
that
for
we're
watching
seeking to get rid
Session
of?
0, by the
I
way.
Sorry.
love
We're glad y'all are
Sorry,
here with
I'm
us.
just getting clarification.
No, it's fabulous because Casey has one after you. It's a round robin.
The Ashfords who are currently involved in the leadership of the Riptide Principality, now is Ronica Ashford, because Len Ashford is dead.
We took care
there
of it.
are other Ashfords, but
yes,
those who are currently involved in the politics of the principalities is Ronica Ashford.
Okay. Casey, the floor is yours. I cede my time.
The talking stick.
Please forgive me if we should know this already and I'm just not remembering. Other than the current aggression, is there any past grievances that is weighing on in this conflict?
Yeah, there's a long-standing feud essentially between the Ashfords and Lesh Durga. The Ashfords view Lesh Durga as an upstart, view Lesh Durga as an outsider who has pushed her way in, and Lesh Durga does not take that sort of thing lightly.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question is, what are we willing to offer to get Prince Zaraath's cooperation and involvement? Obviously, we are able to offer our own labor and skills if it's something as simple as, I need this dealt with before I can make any promises, so go deal with this for me, and then I'll join your cause, but don't know if we can make any promises on Lesh Durga's behalf. Who could lie and say that the Ashfords have done something bad to Zaraath's interests?
I mean, they have done bad things.
Yes. I just don't know if that would move Prince Zaraath.
Eric, does the crew know the conversation you had with Svoboda about lying, essentially?
Probably that conversation Orin would have ranted about angrily.
Okay. Orin, is that a good idea for you? To lie? Because you were going on and on and on about that a while back while we were.
Yes, he has a problem with it, but it'll be fine. I have told some fibs here and there since that conversation, and I only get a minor headache behind my eyes.
What?
So. Ah! If we were going to outright lie, someone else may need to take the lead on that, because I don't know when an angelic being is going to pop his head out and blow the whole thing up.
Wait a minute.
No.
Oh. Orin, did we switch? Are we sharing souls too? How did you know what I was gonna say?
Because anytime he gets brought up, you have a very one-tracked mind. It's not that hard to predict what you're thinking about when he is brought up.
I gotta tie my tail down. It always gives me away. Okay.
That's part of it.
Hey, gross.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. Amazing.
So, I mean, the biggest thing is trade and production has been impacted for his people. And so that would be the biggest thing to pull on, is the sooner this is over and done with, the sooner things can go back to the way they were. We can lean on the fact that the Ashfords are technically the aggressors. There's no substantive evidence that we were involved in.
I
Put it just that way.
I feel for a matter
It
of
won't hold
habit,
up in a court of law, I'll tell you that much.
You should probably refrain from just saying technically, even in these conversations. Force a
I
habit
assume we're
to
speaking amongst friends.
I don't think friendship is what's at question here.
I'm talking about right now. Obviously, I'm not going to use these words in front of the prince.
You're not my concern, mate. Is it?
That didn't sound nice.
I think you're right in advertising the benefits of the Bear of Neutrality, but if we can also assure that our interests are at the very least to restore him to what's been affected, there's no use in it, or there's no harm in at least finding out what's to ask for
Certainly.
allegiance.
Also, did we see the gauntlet woman watching us, Philip, as we walked through?
I can't remember who did, but actually, I bet I can.
All of us but Ellie Wise.
Yeah,
All of us but Ellie Wise.
Ellie Wise rolled a 10 on that perception check.
There we go.
I've got
17,
it in my
17,
notes.
16 for everyone except Ellie Wise.
I was going to say, I was just going to check the log because that was probably the last thing we rolled.
Just really missing that horse.
It was such a nice conversation and a lovely trip. And we were with the Thalaron. Like, now we're not.
And truly, honestly, Ellie Wise was.
I mean, fair enough.
Ouch.
You just
are now
literally
stuck with
told
us, I
Orin that you
suppose.
were worried about me in front of the prince.
We need to just very carefully rehearse our words is all.
Casey the player doesn't disagree.
I'm now envisioning that that Ellie Wise's horse had the voice of Matt Damon in my brain.
Works for me.
Okay.
Spirit, Stallion of Cimarron. Anyone? Animated
Oh my
movie about a
goodness.
horse voiced by Matt Damon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Couldn't have told you that Matt Damon voiced that horse. I was aware of that movie because my daughter watched it, but couldn't have told you that Matt Damon voiced it. At this point, there's a thump at the door.
I get up and Orin answers the door.
There is an orc who stands looking down at you and says, "The prince will see you now."
Is it one of the orcs that escorted us here?
Is not.
Okay. Orin says, excellent, thank you. And Orin looks behind him and starts to walk. Keep up, Fidian.
You're right behind you.
Is your companion injured?
He's just a little sore from the ride-in.
And the orc turns and leads you back down the passage. So you head out into the sort of open space, the square, I suppose, and begin crossing towards the main keep of the stronghold. There is, again, lots of business and industry going on around here. You can hear work in smithies, and there's this is not a very fancy area around the keep like you would expect. A lot of lords would make the square near their keep festive, and this is still just a very utilitarian space. You can see a lot of wagons heading north towards the walls. You know that over there on the far side of the town from the one you came in is where the sort of city portion of this place is. But you are crossing over towards a very large, imposing stone fortress built right up overlooking the cliff that looks down onto the small flatland towards the sea. You are led through very large gates. You can see guards watching on the parapets and the slate gray banner of Ironcliff hanging over the gates and flying from the towers. Across a yard where you see stables and a small smithy and a barracks, and into another large stone building to keep proper. In here is probably the first place where you see any kind of signs of sort of luxury. It's a very inostentatious luxury. It's there's dark wood paneling on the walls, and the stones on the floor are nicely dressed and kept clean. The steward you're leading is dressed well, but simply, and leads you down a passage. A couple of guards stand at the far end in front of a pair of large iron-bound wood doors. At a nod from the steward, one of them thumps hard on the door twice, at which point the door swings open, and you are led into what is definitely more of a hall than a throne room or palace or anything like that. There's a large, high peaked roof with wooden beams and paneled and a paneled ceiling. Wooden floors in here, and lots of tapestries and things hanging on the walls. It strikes you as simpler, almost as almost more primitive than the rest of the keep, and it probably strikes those of you who are insightful or who would be inclined to wonder about it that this is probably the first building. This is probably the starting point of this entire settlement was this keep. And at the far end of it, on a large wooden chair, sits Prince Zaraath Ulor. Prince Zaraath is in his middle years. His black hair is graying in places. There are streaks through it. It is long but tied back neatly. He has sort of olive green skin and noticeable but not enormously prominent tusks that project from the corners of his mouth around a well-kept stubble beard. And you are brought near. The steward nods, though doesn't really bow elaborately, but just nods to the prince and says, "Prince Zaraath, I present representatives of the Coral Fang Principality here to treat with you on behalf of Lesh Durga of Same." And he turns, gives you a polite nod, and steps out of the way. Zaraath looks you all over for a long considering moment and then says, "I give you welcome to Ironcliff and to Thrug if it's your first time here. What news from Lesh Durga?"
And I give you this. And I would like to
roll initiative.
Fireball.
I would like to narrate that as on the walk over, she's been digging in her hair and pulling out trinkets, and she has put together this bouquet. It's a very small, simple set of flowers, and so that's what she is holding. And when he says, "Give you welcome," she's perfect. I give you this, and she sticks it out, and then this one is good for sleeping, and this one is good for if you don't like somebody. And this one is very good if your stomach isn't feeling well. And so she explains the collection of herbal florals that she has picked up on the journey yesterday. This morning? Ooh, I've lost time.
This morning, yeah. Make for me a persuasion check.
Okay.
You got this.
14, but I will add a point of luck to that.
Let's go.
Okay.
There it is.
Sweet. Okay. 17.
So a total of 17. Very good. Prince Zaraath is I'm going to go with what I saw on the screen, is looking at Orin, who's drawing breath and opening his mouth, and then his head sort of jerks down into the side as Eliwise presents her bouquet, and there's a little bit of a murmured chuckle that runs through some of the other folk in the room, and Ulor's head leans slightly to the side, and then you begin to explain the herbal uses of each of these various items, and that seems to strike differently than just this presentation of flowers that it seemed to be, and the prince stands from his seat and takes a step forward, and leans down and takes the bouquet from you, and then settles back into his seat considering it, and says, and points to one of his, "This is the one that is poisoned."
Yes.
You said?
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure I had that right.
Oh, don't stiff them.
He carefully plucks that one out of the bouquet and just sets it on an arm of the chair, separate from the rest. And then
That's wise.
Looks about and reaches over and takes there's a large, very nicely made, but plain earthenware or stoneware, maybe mug, on a small table next to it. He picks it up, looks at it, and dashes the contents on the stone floor and just sets the bouquet into it as a place to put it, and then turns back. Thank you for your gift. It is thoughtful, I believe.
Yes. Thank you for receiving us, Prince Zaraath. We are eager to discuss the matters of the war with you. Lesh Durga has sent us to check in to see how things are in Ironcliff and hopefully come to some form of amenable terms between our two principalities.
Has she?
That is her hope, yes.
Well, conditions on Thrug are that your war is a blasted nuisance.
That we can agree upon. Since the Ashfords have started their aggressive actions towards us, we have hoped to bring it to a swift end as quickly as possible.
What is it that causes Prince Ronica to insist that Lesh Durga and her crews are responsible for the mysterious disappearance of her brother and one of her vessels?
To be perfectly frank, Prince Zaraath, since Lesh Durga's ascension, Ronica Ashford and her family have had nothing but contempt for Lesh Durga and have sought to see her removed from any seat of power within the principalities. It seems to me that the unfortunate circumstances around Lynn Ashford's death being unknown, Ronica Ashford found this an ample opportunity to lay the blame at the feet of our Prince Lesh Durga and put the blame on her in order to incite a war that the Ashfords were seeking to incite this whole time.
While I won't call that a lie, I do call it obfuscation. And so I'm going to ask for a deception check.
How dare you, sir? That is fine. They are the same. 18.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. He looks at you for a long time without speaking. He has these just very, very clear, sharp, sort of almost amber-colored eyes, and looks at you for a long time. Good fortune to the Coral Fang Principality to have a new ship just as a war begins, just as their principal rival loses one. A fine and fortuitous coincidence for your side.
Well, we're all pirates here. I don't think any of us would have gotten where we are without the opportunity or the ability to seize opportunity when we see it. And Orin smirks a little bit.
Zaraath nods. I'm not interested in becoming High Prince. I am trying to build something here. Right now, what you're doing, what Leshdurga is doing, whether in response to years of contempt from Prince Veronica, or whether because of the opportunistic disappearance of Lynn Ashford and his ship. Your war is in my way. And while the petty squabbles of princes here might seem of great importance to those thinking only of treasure and status, my people are losing their home. My old house is being burned down, and I'm trying to build a new one. Get the dogs out! I'm trying to build a new one. And it's rather hard when to build a house when shipments of timber keep going down into the sea.
There's no disagreement from any of us as to the inconvenience to you. But I think you can understand that whether petty from outside perspectives or valid, there are some things that won't merely cease. There must be a victor and a conclusion to these situations. We are not interested in an eternal war. We are also interested in the immediate conclusion of it. There's none truly benefiting from it continuing. We've no desire to see you or yours displaced or burdened. But I think you understand. Whether it was the winds of fate blowing in our direction or anything else, we're not at a point where we can simply stop what's happening.
And if you're seeking to build a new home here, we are always seeking friends and allies, not just in times of war, but rather building something bigger amongst the principalities. So we, as a crew, in addition to the core thing, would be more than happy to assist in whatever way we can in the efforts of you and your people to build a new home here amongst the principalities. Those of us you see before you specifically, some of us have a personal touchstone for your story of losing our home and seeking to build a new one here.
Fine sentiments. But even if I accept this point that you have no more interest than I in the war's continuation, the reality is it's hardly in my interest to get involved, even to hasten the end, as you point out. Why should I risk the lives of mine in a cause whose outcome is largely indifferent to me? You win. Riptide wins. What difference does it make to me?
Have they sought you out to tell you there's anything on their end? Has there been respect shown from that side? Coming to consider you and yours?
Conversations I have with others are mine.
It is fine to have a stance of neutrality, and we have no qualm with those that do not seek to get involved in fights that they were not a part of at the outset. Surely, you can see the benefit, potential at least, in assisting a winning side in a conflict when the conflict is over and done with, and having shown those actions of good faith to one of the sides. Obviously, there's risk should you back the wrong horse, as they say.
I'm not in the habit of gambling, considering the stakes.
That is fair. Are there any of your...
At this point, you are interrupted.
Oh.
The doors slam open. A steward strides in backwards, trying to hinder and talk down the argument that storms in. Walking in, you can see a tall half-orc woman, as well as a dwarf man, who are engaged in an intense argument. The steward is mostly trying to get them to shut up and go back outside and wait until Prince Zaraath is available to see them. You can see several of the warriors around the room, because again, this has a very Anglo-Saxon Great Hall vibe to it, in the fact that most of the people in here are not really court functionaries. These are Zaraath's followers. These are Zaraath's bannermen and thanes and whatever other terms. Several of them reach for weapons, but mostly just look a range of emotions between shocked and bemused as this argument comes in, and you can hear the dwarf shouting, 6! It's up to 6 in a week. We're not, and you're getting, and your pathetic excuse for a mayor is getting nowhere. And I think it's because the people dying are dwarves. And as this goes on for a moment, Zaraath finally stands up and, in a very different tone of voice than he's been using with you all, says, "Enough!" And
Don't go.
the argument
Sorry,
stops.
scared me.
And you can see the two of them seem to realize that they have barged in here, like as if they were sort of on autopilot, just striding through. And the steward, looking absolutely terrified for his job, it immediately starts trying to herd them out. And Ulor steps down from his seat and says, "No." What? The woman, the half-orc woman, looks at Zulur and gives a nod of acknowledgement and says, "Forgive me, my prince. I was engaged in a rather, perhaps excessively loud discussion with the guildmaster here, and we should have. I apologize. The dwarf is not so easily put aside, and he steps. Oh, fine, yes. Now we're all diplomacy and all that stuff. Right, yeah. Well, there's 6 dead bodies in town, and no one's making any progress on figuring out what's going on. Your guards are useless. Should have at least brought in some Tarash finders. You can see the woman's face twist slightly at that. It is not necessary. The matter will be handled. Ulor looks at the two of them and says, "Both of you, stop talking around the point. What is happening? You," he says, looking at the woman who in the last week, what the guildmaster says is true. There have been 6 peculiar deaths. Peculiar. He subsides at a look from Zaraath. Yes, that is a gentle way of putting it. Disturbing deaths. We have reached a dead end in the investigation. We cannot find a common thread. Except that half of them are dwarves. Only half? We will find an answer to this, my lord. I am sorry to have interrupted. Please allow us to withdraw and come back later. I will not be moved. My people came here. I came here of goodwill and in good faith, and I've worked hard for this principality. And I see the way some of the guards here look at me, and I understand why. But I and my family and none of the other dwarves here had anything to do with what's been going on in the Roar Holds. None of us are even from there anymore. We're hard-working members of this principality. We work here in Ironcliff, and we do good work. And they're slow rolling this investigation. And that's enough. Ulor considers again for a long moment. I'm not bringing in Thrashk or Madani or any of the houses. And the marked trackers I have of my own are orcs, and you seem to mistrust people under my banner. In spite, I may say, of the welcome that I know you received, and of the assurance of safety I have given to anyone coming here, regardless of background, who comes of goodwill. Fine, you don't trust my assurances. And he turns to you. You seem, well, opportunistic.
Winds of fate and whatnot.
You say that I should do, that you understand my reluctance to involve myself in a matter that does not help nor harm, well, does not help my own people. Fine. Do some work here. Speak to my mayor. Speak to the guildmaster. Find an answer for this.
Happy to.
I do not promise aid in your war,
Of course.
but I will consider it a show of friendship.
Of course.
I'm sure a reward has been posted by now. Yes, my prince. Very much. Excellent. Collect any reward that's been offered. Now, there are other things to deal with here. Speak again when you've found something.
Thank you for your time, Prince Zaraath.
He nods.
We will
and
prove you wrong.
walks. He stops. All right. And then sits back down. And it is fairly apparent the audience is over.
Yes. Orin
Gone.
begins.
We're already walking. Yeah.
And on the way out,
We've been dismissed.
he said that it wouldn't
Except
matter.
Sohina said something. I thought.
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
had said they hadn't, that we would speak again, and so Heina realized she hadn't said anything, so she said goodbye, so that
Okay.
the speak again would matter.
Nice. Nice.
What are you saying, anyways?
He said it wouldn't matter if we won or the Ashfords won. But he's wrong. We are way better than the Ashfords. They're just elitist jerk faces. If they win, they're not good. It's not just going to be the same.
From his perspective, it would not make any difference.
Right. But he's
We're not
but he's
down here
wrong
helping
about
them.
that.
I don't know if this is me thinking this or Ellie Wise, but I agree with Ellie Wise.
Well, that's
See, Sohina
shocking
knows.
absolutely nobody. So, you go talk to the mayor, talk to the guildmaster, figure out the situation, and then figure out a solution to it.
This is so exciting. What do you think she meant by peculiar deaths?
Gruesome, off-putting. I can't
Right?
imagine if these people died in their sleep. So, although I guess it could be peculiar if there's no other sign of death, and it's just a healthy body that just did not. That would also be a peculiar.
Like a closed room situation?
Yes, it was they stood on a block of ice.
So Heine has taken out her notebook and is writing down all the synonyms to peculiar, off-putting, disturbing. And while she has the notebook out, as she's scribbling, she says, he said something else. He said opportunistic. What does that mean?
I made an allusion to us being that as to why we have what he very transparently understood as the Ashford ship that belonged to Lynn Ashford. I said that we seize opportunities when we see them. So he called us opportunistic because we seize opportunities when we see them, and this is an opportunity.
Okay. Oh, that's... Well, now that you say that, that makes a lot of sense.
And we are seizing it.
So seizing, not just with your paws, claws, hands, whatever everybody has, but just sort of taking.
Yes.
We'll make the most of an opportunity.
Okay. So, I'm so sorry. I was very quiet. It was very hard. But I just have one more question. Finian, you told Oren not to say technically, and he said to be perfectly frank. Is that the same thing, or is that different?
Unrelated in the context. Frank was honest, not a name. It's a sense of honesty.
A man named Frank was honest?
To be transparent is what to be perfectly frank means. Like, I'm not obfuscating anything.
Okay, and you I'm guessing you don't mean invisible.
Finian stares at Oren.
No.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm trying.
Typically when people say technically, they are trying to conceal an aspect of the truth. So honestly, they're antonyms. They mean the opposite of each other.
Oh my goodness. I gotta get a new notebook.
By this point, you are out of the hall, and have been ushered off to a side chamber, where the mayor and the guildmaster are standing.
I'm so glad we don't need to walk any farther.
Yeah, go sit down.
Easier to stay standing at this point.
Do you need food or anything? Okay. Usually makes me feel better.
The steward says, may I present Mayor Kaya Ansk of Ironcliff and Guildmaster Brocker Pebblegrin of the Stonemasons Guild.
Well met.
Hello. Nice to meet both of you, formally.
Hello.
So, go ahead.
Who are you exactly? I understand that the prince has just suggested you take up this task, but who are you?
We are the crew of the Traveler's Gift out of the core Fang Principality, and we were here for an audience with the prince regarding the ongoing hostilities between ourselves and the Riptide Principality. And I think he views this as a sign of good faith and friendship for us to assist you in dealing with this, as we are a competent and capable crew and have experience in these matters.
Not even inquisitives. What murder investigation experience have you?
Are you in a place where there's any help that wouldn't be useful? You just burst in, creating quite a scene in there. Could you be more lost? We're here to help.
What I see is that the prince is covering the failure of his own guards to protect the townspeople by passing the buck off on a group of amateurs who blew in this morning.
Oren rolls his eyes and pulls out his Citadel badge that he took with him when he abdicated from training. Does this help?
Make a persuasion check, and I will give you advantage.
Thank you. Thank God I have advantage.
He will take it.
23.
Whoa. From a 9, viewer. From a 9.
I think yes is the answer.
He looks at it. Well, if it's yours, I suppose.
I assure you it's mine. So,
You are very rude, and we are very good at what we do.
I have no doubt you're good at what you do, ma'am. But is what you do murder investigation? Or is what
Sometimes.
you do piracy?
Oh, and also murder investigations.
Our business cards are weird.
it's a side hustle.
Visit our link tree.
Well, let's see. Most pirates I'm aware of, for that matter, most spies I know, are more in the habit of creating murder scenes than solving them.
In which case, they'd be pretty
That's
well
true.
qualified at figuring them out, wouldn't they?
Oh.
Or
Or
is there a usefulness to these pedantics, or would you like some help?
I have found
I don't seem to have a lot of choices.
I was about to say, it doesn't matter. We are going to help him anyways.
Oh, we'll do the job either way. It's as to whether we're helping him or doing as we want.
I see what you did there. Okay.
So, we overheard in the conversation that you all were having in front of the prince that these were peculiar murders. Could we get some further elaboration on what made these bodies' states particularly peculiar?
The mayor composes herself. You can see a slight a distaste pass across her face, and the guildmaster rolls his eyes. They got gems growing out their eyes.
Whoa.
Gems. Her Jim first. I was like, who's Jim? Why is he doing that?
So they just look awkwardly straight at whoever's around.
Oh my goodness.
Stones.
Gems.
Yes,
Well, that's
and
upsetting.
their internal organs have also turned into gemstones.
Awful.
Whoa.
Awful, awful, awful.
Whoa.
Now, 3 of them were dwarves. What about the other 3?
Notably from different backgrounds, different walks of life. They do all have, those 3 do happen to be dwarves. There is no evidence this is targeting dwarves.
Fair enough. What about the other 3?
One orc, one human, one Korrivar.
All right.
Where were they found?
In their homes or in their places of business.
So are any of them members of the guild?
One of the dwarves is a stonemason, member of my guild. Another's a miner, works in the cold iron mine. The third's a brewer. The other 3, a carpenter, a farmer, and a member of the watch.
All right. So, based upon initial investigations that you've been doing, and he gestures to both of them, because assuming they both had an interest in what's going on with this whole thing. At first blush, it seems like none of these people have anything whatsoever in common. Have you found any potential through lines, activities, associations, anything like that?
The town is not enormous. Some of them might have known one another or moved in similar circles, but nothing that links all of them.
All right.
Other than being here. And the gemstones.
Of course, and the gemstones. Is there any noted pattern in the frequency of the death? Is it every every 2 days, on a full moon, when the tides are low?
I think we found the first end of last week. Some of the bodies were not sure how long they were dead before being found. We have found 6 bodies in the last week. I cannot say with certainty when all of them were killed. It has been very difficult for our investigators, the dwarf rolls his eyes, to determine due to the strange state of their bodies.
That's fair. It would be hard to determine how long something had been rotting when it's been converted into gemstones.
Yes.
Were all these people found alone? Were they isolated when they were found, or were any of them sharing quarters?
They were.
They were found alone, or they were sharing quarters? Sorry.
I'm sorry, alone.
All alone. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I don't know if this matters, but were all the gemstones the same?
Yes.
Oh.
They're all
And
kyanite.
Kyanite?
All right.
And they were are these precious? Oh gosh, I don't know the word, but do people want these gemstones? Can you get a lot of money for them?
They're fair enough. Have a nice, vibrant blue color used in jewelry sometime. But also sometimes in alchemy.
Would Finian have an awareness of this material?
Oh, give me an Arcana check.
And Sohaina had one more question about it.
Yeah, good.
The last question was,
they're not very, they're fairly worth something, but they were all left there. Nobody took them. I mean, I guess you wouldn't know, but
the hearts are missing.
Oh.
So were they found?
That feels important.
The chest was open?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yes.
Oh.
Regardless of how the roll goes, as they list or they name the material, Finian is going to touch his talisman, and it's going to glow. I'm going to use Inspire for the first time, just to do. Oh, thank the Lord. It's not going to help. He doesn't know anything about this. It totally winds up at a 3.
Yeah, I think given
it's a
Finian's
12. It's a 12.
Yeah. I will say with the 12, you don't know nothing. Like this is, I mean, you've heard this. You've heard of this material. You're a mage, right? You have not previously had much use for this material because being from where you are and working in the work you did before becoming a pirate, most of your work tended to be in dragon shards. Like that was your usual material, and medium for mage writing and artifice and that sort of thing. You know that kyanite is a good arcane conductor. Essentially, or maybe not conductor is not quite right. It stores energy pretty well.
Okay.
Not as well as a dragon shard, but
Maya, anybody? Do we have any kind of log about new residents that have come to town or anything like that? Any form of census of the residents?
Oh yes.
Anybody?
These are not all new people. No. Oh, is there anyone new? I see. All the time.
Had you found any bodies before this week? I know you were saying that there were
like
6 this week. Oh, but you have
Not
been
like
finding
this.
them. Okay.
Well, we live in a town. People are sometimes violent, and deaths do occur. But we have not found any bodies in this state before now.
Okay.
Could we have access to this record of new residents to see people that might have arrived in the past couple weeks?
Yes, that could probably be arranged.
Thank you. Sorry otherwise.
Could we also get a log or inventory of shipments that have come in at day 7 or 8 ago?
Yes, it might take some time. I would need to send out to the dockmasters on the coast, but I could request those.
And can we see the location of the most recent found body?
Yes.
Great.
I'm so
yes.
sorry. One more. Are the Ellywise asked about the location. Could we see the? Do you have the this feels gross, but do you have the bodies still?
Yes, we have preserved the bodies while the investigation is ongoing.
I think it might be helpful if we maybe looked at them too. Right, Finian?
Agreed.
I would agree.
Okay.
Yes. Where would you like to go first?
Philip, can I roll insight on the mayor?
Yeah.
Okay. The dwarf was suspicious of them, and so I would like to know if I too am suspicious of them. With an 11.
This seems like a very stressed out half-orc woman.
Yeah. That's what I was getting. Okay.
That tracks. Yeah, you really sold that. Yep.
We could split up. 2 of us could go look at the bodies while the other 2 go look at the last crime scene, or we could go together.
That's true.
I think we cover twice as much ground.
Right. Ellywise, you want to go look at the crime scene?
So, Hina,
Yes.
do you like to look at some corpses with me?
Oh, yes. And she tries to stop her tail wagging.
All right. Let's go.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
She leads you out of the fortress into the probably by this point late afternoon light, and takes the turns and heads north towards the north gate towards the town, and that is where we will leave this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please do, let us know down in comments below. Give this a like and a whatever buttons you might find available down there. You can also come over to our Discord link down there, along with links to all of the other things done by these lovely people. New episodes of Kyber Shards drop on Mondays, except next Monday.
Kyber Shards currently.
Nope.
Nice.
You're right. That
Nice.
hasn't dropped in a while.
If a new episode comes out, I will be floored.
Yeah.
Is that next?
I mean, also, a new episode of Kyber Shards will not be coming out next Monday either. Blades and Banners generally comes out on Mondays, except next Monday, which, unless I've calculated very badly, is the 29th, the Monday after Christmas, because I will just gotten back the day before and will not have time to put together an episode for that day.
Boo.
So we will take the Monday between Christmas and New Year's off, and be back with another episode on January 5th. And until then, thanks for rolling with us.